Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mike Armstrong Podcast Show. And this afternoon, I'm joined by Darin Accettulli, who runs Mindset Marvels and just about to launch Every Day is a Friday. It's Friday today, which is awesome. It might not be Friday when you're watching this video on the YouTube or listening to it on the podcast, but as Darin says, every day is a Friday. So get into your Friday thinking. How are you doing today, Darin? You okay?
Yo, my man, thank you, God. You know what? My feet hit the ground this morning, right? And I said to myself, today's going to be a great day because you know what? Some people didn't hit the ground running today, and I did. So I just feel blessed, and I live in gratitude, knowing that I actually opened my eyes this morning. And truthfully, Mike, I said 3 grateful things this morning every day, just to know that I live my life 100% in gratitude because every day is Friday, my dude. Every day is Friday.
Yeah, every day is Friday. I love it. I love the fact that, I've met somebody who's got the same sort of mindset as me because I
Sure.
like to live life on my terms. And I'm
Yep.
grateful every day that I can get to live my life and do it my way on my terms. And so whatever day it is, I choose to do what I want to do on that day. And so therefore, it feels like a Friday to me because people like Fridays because they get to do what they want to do on a Friday evening and then the weekend. Well, just extend that into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you've got yourself a great every day is a Friday life.
Yo, my man, you couldn't have said it better, my dude. Let me put it. That was beautiful, buddy. You took the words right out of my mouth because you know what? So one day I was looking on Facebook a while ago, Mike, and I was watching people, and I'm looking and I'm seeing really people in pain and people suffering and people sweating the small stuff that God has blessed us with, right? Like when it's raining, the flowers get a little love, and the sun comes out, and they just don't understand the small little things, the little things that really matter. Like right now, you hear me talking, I hear you talking. I can see you, you can see me. I'm so thankful that I'm able to do that. It makes me feel good that it's free. God has blessed me with so many beautiful things. And I just watched and I said, that's it, man, I'm done. Enough's enough. I got on Facebook Live and I said, listen, guys, we need to talk. This is one life, baby. This ain't a dress rehearsal. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mikey, like this is not a dress rehearsal. We live one life, live your best life, but you need to practice it. You need to find your passion, your love. And if you understand, if someone said, well, Darin, I live day to day. I said, good for you. God bless you, brother. I live second to second because that's all we truly got. So I don't think about what happens in the future because the future got its own troubles. Right, Mike? The future got its own troubles.
Yeah.
So I say, if I want to create something, I'm going to create it right now. I'm going to be the best I can be at this particular second right now and do everything possible to be the best version of myself. And when I came up on Facebook with Every Day is Friday, people go, are you retired? I do this? I said, no. I said, what I think about every day is I say, I'm so grateful and thankful that I live as if every day is Friday. Why do I gotta wait Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then, oh my God, Friday's gonna be the best day. So I live miserable for 4 days waiting to enjoy Friday. I'm not waiting for that, my brother, because look, life ain't perfect, Mikey. It's like an EKG, right? It's that we get it. But at the end of the day, there's wonderful things to be thankful for. And I think the world is missing the mindset of loving kindness, of courage, of, you know what? Pay attention who you're listening to. Pay attention who you're giving access to your mind, because if I don't give you permission and you don't know your worth and you don't know your value, that means someone else is telling you what your value is. Hold on a second. No. I love what you said, Mike. I want to live my life on my terms. I'm not looking to hurt nobody. But I'll tell you right now, I'm going to the cemetery empty. Yeah. Somebody said, what do you mean? I said, that's the richest place in the world, my dude. You know what I'm saying, Mike, right? Yeah. You feeling me, right? Yeah. You know why? Because everybody died with their ideas because they let other people's opinions stop them from being their greatest self. Yeah. And the gifts that you've been blessed with, the world wants to hear.
Yeah,
and
I believe in
a voice, right, Mike? Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I believe in living a life of no regrets at the end of the day. Like literally, like leaving everything on the on the pitch, if you like. Leaving everything on the field and making sure that when you leave and it's your time to go, you got nothing else left to give anyway. Nothing left to
Mike,
give.
That's beautiful, my dude. That's why we like-minded right here. And I appreciate you having me on here. I'm blessed, honored to be here. But you know what it is? Not everybody has that mindset because look. Some people, we're in the same, like, how can I say, we're in the same ocean, but we all are not in the same boats.
No.
We all may be around there, but everybody got different. And don't tell, when I talk to people, right, don't tell me you ain't got something going on, my brother, because everybody got something. And if you don't know, just like Tony Robbins says, you lie about other shit too, right? That's the truth, right? So keep it 100. So I look at people and I say to myself, look, life is absolutely beautiful. And life happens for you, not to you. So whatever goes on in your life, problems are blessings. And you can't see them right now. And the reason why I could tell you that, Mike, and the reason why I speak like this is I come from Brooklyn, New York. If anybody knows about New York, I come from very humble beginnings, Mike. And if you don't mind, I can share my story with you because I love being real, transparent, straight up, and authentic. There's nothing else. My life is right here. Coming from New York, Brooklyn, New York, I grew up in a single mom in a divorced family. And it was me and my sister. My father was a compulsive gambler. And if you know anything about gambling, it's just like drugs, bro. It's the same thing. There's money, there's gangsters looking for him, there's people knocking at my door. So my mom was like, listen, we can't do this anymore. So she finally got divorced. We were thrown into the street. We almost wound up in a homeless shelter. And I remember my mother praying and trying as hard as we can because we had no money. And my father said, go get a job after 25 years, telling my mom, hey, don't get a job. He's like, go work. My mother's like, I thought you. So anyway, my mother had to beg and plead to get us into the projects, which is low income here in Brooklyn, New York. And we grew up on welfare for a couple of years, and we struggled a little bit with food and stuff like that. And I watched my mom, try to get some work, but she couldn't get work. And so I went to the street, and I lived on, and most of my family was from the street. And I'll tell you straight up, looking at my mom, understanding what she'd been through, how hard she tried, I said to myself, no matter what happens, I'm not going to be envious. I was jealous seeing my friends have all these beautiful things. They had a house, they had some money. And I remember one time, Mike, this got me. I'll never forget it. My mother gave me food stamps. And I remember going to the store, and I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. I was hiding behind a tree because I didn't want the friends that had money, that had things, to see me with food stamps. I felt embarrassed. So I ran into the store when they ran out, and go figure, there's somebody there I knew. I just dropped the money on the table and just ran home. Put the milk on the table, and my mom was looking at me, and I just felt terrible. She said, you're embarrassed? Well, be embarrassed if we have no food. We have nothing to eat. At the time, I didn't realize how much she was struggling and how much we had to do until I got older. And I said to myself, you know what? That pain, my mess is going to be my message. And I'm going to do everything possible by all means necessary to be the best version of myself that I can be. And one thing I'll tell you, Mike, I stayed hungry. I just stayed hungry. And I got a tape at, like, I think it was 17 or 18 from Tony Robbins. I listened to it. I was like, wow, this dude's like speaking to me. I'm like, I got a gift. I love helping people. I love inspiring people. I had a record out on Atlantic Records when I was 21 years old. I was hustling in the street. I'm saying, wait a second, if I could hustle in the street, I could hustle in real life. And I said to myself, nothing's going to stop me. And let me tell you something, Mike. I've been down and about. I grew up in the streets of Brooklyn. If you know anything about Brooklyn, New York, there's some rough characters, and I love them all, but we've been through a lot of stuff. But I promise you this, I didn't realize that God had a plan. And those were stepping stones for me to look at my gift, to know that I want to share my gift with the world and help people understand that, you know what? There's always a way. If you can't go left, you go right. You find what you love. You find what you're passionate about. And you know what? I don't care black, white, orange, green, yellow. It don't mean shit to me. The bottom line is ain't no gorilla at your door stopping you from being your greatest you. There isn't. I could have said, my mom's poor, my dad's broke, I'm in the street, this is it, this is going to be my life. I could have, straight up. And I said, no, I don't want this. I want that. I want the American dream. I want to get after it. And then when I get it, I want to share it with the world. I just love seeing people smile. And I said to myself, D, no matter what happens, you get up, you stand up, and you never give up. And people didn't like me for that because I would enter the room like, you know what I'm saying, Mike, with the S on my chest, like, let's go, baby. I'm ready. What you got? Oh, we missed? Okay, we can go that way. I love this, Mike. When people go like this, I tried everything. I said, for real? I said, did you try this? No. What? I said, dude, you try everything. And you know when you quit? When you get it, my dude. That's when you stop. So don't tell me any kind of it. I'm sorry, I went on a rant because I just got so fed up with the excuses of why you can't do something when we're in a country that's free. You could be who you want to be, what you want to do, find your love, find who you want to be, and then guess what? It's self-fulfillment too. Imagine making money doing things you love to do, baby. What's better than that? And let me ask you something, Mike. Can we do it? Can we do it?
Yes, we can do it.
Of course we can.
Whatever it is, it can be done. And all you got to do is have the plan and work the plan, hustle the plan, work the plan, try every angle until you actually hit the plan. And then you'll reassess and make a new plan. You know, that's life. That's about development and growing. And we can do whatever we want to do. Whatever it is, you know, I believe everything is possible. There's nothing that is impossible. I had similar sort of background, you know, not on the streets of Brooklyn. I was on the streets of Cardiff. It's not quite the same, you know what I mean? But my mum and dad got divorced at 8. I was hustling at 11. I was selling stuff, you know, selling sweets and selling videos and selling cigarettes, singular, you know, buying the packet, selling singular, box of matches, yeah. I was hustling, and at 15, I started, I was doing newspaper rounds as well. At 15, I started doing sales door to door, you know what I mean? And I used to get people telling me to F off and this and that and the other. I stuck at it for 5 years. Then I went into B2B sales, and I did a few years, you know, probably did about like 10 jobs in 2 years, looking for the right opportunity, the right position. I ended up then taking a job in a corporate company. I got promoted 9 times in 6 years. I went from 15.5 grand to 70 grand in like a 10-year period. And I was, my team, I took from 7 people doing 300 grand to 17 people doing 5.7 million, which is 20 times growth or 2 times Grant Cardone's 10x. So, so I was hustling. I've hustled all my life, and I've been on a fast trajectory. And then global credit crunch happened 2008. I got chewed up and spat out. And I ended up with a divorce 4 years later, 2012. And I'm on my way fighting back from that now. When I seen the global pandemic happen, I seen, you know, people are going to go through a situation I went through in the global credit crunch. And I thought, you know what? I can sit here and let this situation happen to me, or I can make a difference. And I decided, you know, plan B, make a difference, not just sit there and take it, but do something about it. So I've always wanted to become a global speaker. I've been massively into the personal development space since I was 2017, since meeting Grant Cardone in the UK, when he came to the UK for the first time. And actually what I decided was, in this pandemic time, I'm going to go out and I'm going to save the world, and I'm going to share my mentality, the same mentality that you got, that every day is a Friday, and share that with the world, because I've been living in lockdown for the last 8 years, using technology, networking, building contacts and relationships and all of that. And once I seen the world needed what I got to offer, I was like, right, I'm going to create a podcast. I'm going to reach the world. I'm going to go global networking online, and I'm going to make my dream come happen. I already was on the pathway to that, but there was the global pandemic making the best out of a bad situation, turning lemons into lemonade. It was about taking the opportunity and teaching the people who moan at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because they're not doing what they believe in, they're not doing what they love, it's not in line with their core values, it doesn't drive them and motivate them every day to get on and do something great and something that's going to give them legacy and going to make them have a difference on the planet. And I thought, I'm going to go and give myself legacy, start making a difference to people's lives on a daily basis, and actually get them to do the same thing, which is to go and be great, to be the best version of them that they can be. You know?
Dude, my man, that's what's up. You see what I'm saying? Now that's the best. You see, now now it's not that easy. People think it's mumbo jumbo shit here. It ain't mumbo jumbo. This is I'm 30 years in personal development, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing. The one thing that every day is Friday, Mindset Marvels, is what I really teach. And I've saved people's lives. I've saved people from suicide. I've helped companies. I was in the health club industry for 25 years, grow their businesses, millions and millions of dollars. And I was in the fitness industry, and I used to tell people, it's not about that, man. It's about people. It's about people. And what happens is people don't know their worth. And let me say that again. If you don't know your worth, how could you know you could open a business, You could do anything else in your life. But if you don't know your worth, that inner voice keeps telling you, you're not good enough. Your inner villain goes, you know, if you do that, you may not make it. If you do that, your mom may not like it. If you do that, your dad may not be proud of you. And I ain't saying knock your moms and dads. I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing it, but I'm going to keep it straight up. The bottom line, it's very simple. Very, very simple. You were born and you have a gift. And over the years, you let other people, toxic relationships, people tell you that you were no good. People tell you that you weren't worthy. Maybe you got fired from a job. Maybe your mom said something to you that said you always were overweight. Maybe your daddy wanted you to be a doctor and you wanted to be an entrepreneur. So then you got into, you became a doctor and you've been miserable for the last 30 years because you did what your mom made you. And I ain't knocking moms and dads. I had mom and dad and everything, but I'll tell you straight up. I love from the bottom of my heart, and I knew since I was born, I really believe this, brother, two most important days to your life. The day you were born and the day you realize what you were born to do. Yeah. And I know in my heart that I know that my impact in people, and I know for the rest of my life, and I've been doing it for 30 years, it's not about me. If my gift is helping people bring out their gift and getting over that fear, that false echo appearing real, that inner voice that says you can't do it, you're not capable, you ain't worthy, you're in a toxic relationship, your boss fired you, and you don't know your value. Well, let me help you out. You need to find your worth because it's inside you. Everybody's got a gift. Someone's an artist, somebody plays guitar really well, somebody can teach really well. And you know what? What stops you? You worried that somebody's going to say something about how you act, how you talk, how you speak, how you look. Yo, this is me. You want to listen? You want to be with me, baby? I promise you, I'm going to help you be the best person you can possibly be. You, not me, you. But if you ain't ready and you don't want to open your mind to the access and you want to let some people come in and listen to the right people and change the station, because it ain't Facebook's fault. It ain't Twitter's fault. It ain't YouTube's fault. No, don't get it. Oh, media's going to do this and this one's going to do that. Yo, stop the bullshit. It ain't none of them. Because guess what? It's a great platform to help, to share, to grow, to inspire. So if you don't like the network and they're bringing you down and they're pessimist and negative and they're making it worse for you, I got a great idea, Mike. Change the channel, bro. Change it. Change the channel. And come on to Everyday Friday. See my boy Mike and hang around with people, your tribe, that are going to lift you up, that are going to help you become your greatest you. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what you've been through. I've lost 85 friends who have died of overdose, murder, killings. I can go for stories. I can give you stories that make your head spin. But I say to myself, you know what? I had humble beginnings, probably millions of others. Some used it as a crutch. Some said, you know what? I'm going to make this my pain. And this is a real big statement, Mike. My pain is my greatest gift because I got that underdog mentality that no matter what happens, I know in my heart that God gave me something, and that's to help people become their best selves. And I'm not a doctor. I didn't graduate no big college degree, but I'll tell you right now, I don't have any boundaries. So I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It may pain your heart at times, but I love you unconditionally. And I'll tell you, Mike, I've worked with a lot of people. And at the beginning, they're like, woof, this dude's crazy. He's aggressive. Guess what? After 30 days, 60 days being in business, they were like, yo, D, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's called passion and enthusiasm. It's passion and enthusiasm and believing in what you've got to offer and what you've got to your gift to the world and what you know what your value is. And I know I'm awesome. You know, I'm the most awesome me that there will ever be. You know what I mean?
That's right, buddy. That's right, buddy.
And I've been 30 years as an entrepreneur, 32 years. You know, I started at 11. And once you become like a Jedi, once you become a Grand Master because you put the 10,000 hours in, or you put the 30 years in, you know that you know what you're capable of. You've been there. You've been taken down dirty. You've been put into the gutter. You've come out. Doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, just as long as you get up one more time. That's all that makes
one more time. And you know what we got now, Mike? You said it perfectly, brother. Yo, we're not here teaching you, man. You know what we got now? Through all my troubles, through all the craziness, through all the madness, you know what? been down and out. I've been having, but entrepreneurs go through all that. But I will tell you one thing. Through all that time, Mike, through all that pain, through all that struggle, you don't realize how many other people are going through that same thing. Until you work on it, you master it, just like you said, you become a Jedi in your mind. And what happens is when you're able to control your mind, heart, and soul, and you could change your state, and you completely have peace of mind, and you can focus, because the only competition I got is myself. And every day I want to be 2 millimeters better than yesterday. And I know when I got 30 years of helping people become their greatest self, there's no doubt in my mind. Come along for the journey. I guarantee you, if you listen, you execute, you open access, you know your worth and your gift, make no mistake about it. The only person that stops us is us. So let's get up and get it. And when it comes, like you said, Mike, I've been in businesses. I own health clubs. I promoted nightclubs for years. I've had no money. I know what it's like. And just to be clear, it ain't cool having no money. I'm not comfortable having no money because I remember when as a kid having no money is very painful for me. But you know what? I've had a little bit of money, but then I've had a lot of money too. So they say money don't buy you happiness, but I'm going to tell you something, like it's much nicer to cry in the back of a Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? So
It definitely
I'm
is.
just saying, bro. I'm not saying.
Jumbo jets. It's much, you know. But,
no, when I tell people, me and Mike didn't get it. I'm so glad I met you, bro, because I think you and I come from the same block from different countries, but we're out here. We got something, and the word I was looking for is we've gained not knowledge. We got knowledge. We got wisdom now, baby.
Yeah.
And our wisdom can teach these young bucks that, listen, we didn't want to stop your dream, but we're going to help you with self-education and life skills that school doesn't teach you. School teach you 2 times 2 is 4. And I'm not knocking it. I think it's good for you. You want to niche, you want to handle your business. But you go into the real world, there's going to be a boss. There's going to be things happening. There's going to be anxiety. There's going to be disciple. You ain't ready to handle that. You're going to fall dead on your face. And you're not going to live your best you. You 100% have to know your value, your worth. You have to be in self-development. And what better investment than into yourself? And I learned one important thing, Mike. You change your story, you change your life. And the story you tell yourself every day, if you say, I'm miserable, no one likes me, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be miserable and no one's going to like you. And it ain't just talk. This shit has to be done every day. You have to get up and you go for a walk. And I do a lot of meditation all the time and I stay focused. And I listen to books and I listen to podcasts. But what I don't do is sit on my ass and just keep learning. No, I take action because there's people. There's people that need us right now, Mike, more than ever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the light worker to the world because I know God gave me a gift. And I want to go to the cemetery, like I said, completely empty and leave a legacy to my family, to my children, to their children, my community, and the world. That you know what, ladies and gentlemen? You could be anything that you want to be, but do something you love, you're passionate about. If you want to live life in abundance and make money, go get it. It's okay to do what you love to do and make a lot of money doing it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I work my ass off. Me and my wife broke our ass. I'm 50. I just turned 50 2 weeks ago. We've been working diligently to live our best life. And nobody can take that away from me. And no one should ever take it away from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's earned with blood, sweat, and tears, brother.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit more about, obviously the every day is Friday. What's the concept? How's it going to work?
Sure. So basically what I'm going to launch is I've been doing a lot of Facebook Lives just to my personal profile. And a lot of times people like, D, man, you changed my life. And they would hit me up on the side and go, D, man, I do live life in the present. I said, because I kept telling people, stop predicting the future. Because if you predict in the future, you can't enjoy the present moment. You see, once you tell yourself a story about what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, we put you on, man. You have no idea how it's going to happen. You don't know what your future looks like. You could have a vision, you could have a game plan, but you truly don't know. I said, so every day is Friday is enjoying every moment, every second, and doing the best by staying focused on this gratitude. And God gave us a gift. That's why he calls it the present. because it's a gift. So every day is Friday is going to be about uplifting spirits. It's going to be a mindset shift from I can't to I can. It's going to be a place where you're going to say to yourself, you know what? Wait a second. Every day is Friday can mean I'm happy because I feel like every day is Friday. It could be like I'm retired and every day is Friday. And in your soul, it's going to say to you, you know what? This is not a dress rehearsal. This is one life. And I want to enjoy it as much as I can, because when it comes to the end, Mikey, we're all dust, brother. And we're gone. So why not live your life to the fullest? And you're going to have some shit happen to you. I don't care who you are. You ain't leaving this earth unscathed. But just understand, bad things never last. Good things do. So the group that I'm going to put together is going to be straight up uplifting. Spirits, podcasts, bring people on that have struggles and have made it with no money, some money, no resources, no matter what it is. And we're going to keep this 100% light worker mentality. Because we can find negativity, brother, anytime we want.
Yeah.
You know,
it's all over the place.
Yeah, you can find everywhere. It's like shit, right? It's everywhere. But you can't find a place where you can go to where people want to hear positive messages, where positive intelligence, where people want to grow their minds. You know what? I can be different. I can change my life. I can get out of this toxic relationship. I don't have to have anxiety through the roof. I can talk to people. I can be brave enough as a man. If I have a mental health is so important that if something's not right, I can talk to somebody. I can reach out to somebody. Because if we took care of that, the world will be in a better place, brother. Yeah. Because once the mental gets right, things become right. When the mental's wrong, it's not right. Everything, your body, your soul, everything is wrong.
I'm on a mission.
Every day, 100% is going to be working on being your best you, living your best life, and sharing stories of struggle to triumphs and doing it together. Because we're going to speak positivity louder than all that negativity. That could be loud. We could be louder, my dude. Let's get it, baby.
I'm on a mission, I am, Ryan. I think it's a mission you can help me with, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So basically, there's too much negative media, too much negative press, too much negative news at the moment, right? It's all over the place. It's back to back, 24 hours of dissecting the same story 1,000 ways to see how much negativity they can drain out of it. You know, and like, you know, you'll get 90 minutes of news or, you know, hour of news, and you'll have 5 minutes of weather and maybe something positive at the end, you know, football scores or something like that, right? So the only thing I really watch and follow is business news and sports news, because there's positivity in that, right? There's a lot of negativity in business news, isn't it, as well? Because they love the, you know, so-and-so's going bust, so-and-so's leaving the high street, 10,000 people laid off. They love all of that, you know, and then, you know, they don't say, oh, so-and-so's taking on 10,000 new people, but it'll happen. But they might tell you, oh, there's some new jobs coming, but you know, it's a small story to the big one. Right. But basically, there's an illness on the planet. It's a virus, and it's spreading all over the place. And it's way worse than the pandemic, and it's called, you know, negativeness, negative news, negativity. So I've been on a mission. I've been using a hashtag during the pandemic called positive coronavirus news. And I started creating another one called positive news. And I've started trying to create a wave of people sharing positivity rather than just the negative stuff all the time, yeah? And I'm looking for people to join me on that mission, because I believe there's too much negativity in the world, and it's affecting the psychology of people, next generations. You know, the reason why 90% of people are frightened to do anything is because they live in a world of fear where everyone's just cramming fear down their throat. You know, don't do this because of this, don't do this because of that. You know what I mean? So people like to stay in the comfort zone because they're just frightened. They're scared stiff to take any action. And it takes someone with big balls and a big personality to actually take a risk in life, which is why, you know, most entrepreneurs are ballsy, because they're the only ones out there taking risks. And without the entrepreneurs taking risks, everyone would be on furlough. Everyone would be, you know, locked in the house in the pandemic, like, you know. So I think every day is a Friday can be, you know, part of that same mission that I'm on. I think you agree in the mission of spreading positivity and all that. I'm massive into social media and social media marketing, news, podcasting, YouTube, all of that. I think what we need to do, what I'm trying to do, is I'm on a mission trying to educate people to find their voice, to actually, you know, be vocal on social media and congratulate people when they've done something good, and don't just be an observer watching stuff and letting the world go by, but get involved, have your say. You know, if they've got something they believe in passionately about, record videos, put episodes onto YouTube, you know, do whatever they want to do, get involved. They're not a passenger, they're not in the crowd watching the game. Get on the pitch, you know what I mean? Get on the pitch and start taking action. So that's what I'm all about. And so I think there needs to be that type of education and spreading of positivity to actually counterbalance and counter affect what's going on at the moment. So maybe that's something that Every Day is Friday could do as well, is help educate people in that space.
Oh my God, Mike, you couldn't have said it better. My man, the words right out of my mouth. That's enough. Ed, you just added value, and add value, you just add more value. That's exactly what I'm going to do, 100%, because everybody has an inner voice. And I'll tell you, man, the reason why the negativity sells, it's pretty simple, right? Negativity sells. When you see shit blown up, you're like, oh, shit. You see, positive don't sell. You see somebody getting married, he's beautiful. Nobody gives a shit. They want to see somebody get stabbed, shot, beat up. I already know. I lived in New York. I get it. But you know what? Negativity sells. So they got to promote it. They're making more money. But the realness is you are hurting these people, man, because they're not ready mentally to shut you off. So they're not ready here to shut you off because their voice is saying, we need to listen. It's going to be crazy. Look at all the people talking about it. And what happens is you, my friend, control who you allow inside your mind. Yeah. You control who has access to your brain. You control who has access to what you want. Now, if you're hanging out with 5 knuckleheads that believe in misery and everything is bad and everything is no good and self-development is bullshit, then guess what? You're going to be an average of those 5 knuckleheads that you hang out with. So you need to check your group first. Yeah. And if they ain't building you up, I'm not talking about family. They get a little passes because families, you know, of course, we love family. And sometimes they, you know, their family, they're on this hand, you know what I mean? But these knuckleheads that come out here and want to sell shit because they're saying lies and telling people bullshit, people are believing it because you know what? No one knows who to trust anymore, Mike. And I say to myself, I trust God because God has been good. And one thing that I can always believe, sun always rises and the sun always sets. And the reason why I can come out here and preach is because I lived it, I breathed it. For 40 years, I've been in the streets. I've hustled, I've struggled, I've gotten up, I fell, I've gotten up, I've been shot at, I've been poor, I've been in the streets, but I've also rose up. I have 2 beautiful daughters upstairs. I have a beautiful wife. I'm living the American dream. And make no mistake about it, everybody said, yo, you come from the streets. This kid lives in the projects. You got a 1.1% chance of ever becoming something. Well, guess what, my dude? I don't need to show you nothing. I am who I am because I didn't believe you. Because if I'd have listened to you, I'd have still been, there ain't nothing wrong with growing up. That made me a better man. But I want to give my kids choices. I want to be able to give them choices that I didn't have. I want to leave them with a legacy, and I want to mentor my children. I want to be a good dad. I want to do everything. This is going to be real deep, Mike. My dad was never around, brother. So you know what he taught me, though, Mike? He taught me everything what not to be.
Yeah. That's like my best bosses in sales.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I could teach anybody. Like, I was in sales my life. I was in business. I owned gyms for a long time. I was in the health club industry for 25 years. Yeah. And people used to say, how's he hit these numbers? How's he getting to 80 million? How's he getting to 100 million? We've been here for 6 years. And they would say, he's cheating, he's this, he's that. And I was like, listen, dude, I would take over their market, right? They would have like, say, 20 clubs. I used to work in New York Sports Club, all kinds of stuff. And they'd have like 10 clubs. And, you know, they would move on to something else because the clubs weren't doing well. And they would go, what do you want us to do? And we'd have like 10 general managers and we'd have $80 million worth of business. So they would go, well, Darin, I think you should get rid of this one. And this one's not doing well. I said, I got a great idea. That was your team, and I respect you. But now it's my team. I'm not firing nobody. I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to get to know every single person, the people that clean, the people at the desk, the people that make money, the people that sell memberships. I don't care who it is. I want to know every single person myself. And then I'll make the decision when I coach, train, develop, and in 90 days from now, I'll make the decision. And guess how many people I let go, Mike? You ready?
None. Hardly any. None, yeah. Because if you invest in people, they want to be invested in. And if you give them the goals and the dreams and the aspirations that they want, they'll end up being completely different people.
And then when they do it, you know what's the craziest part is? They don't like you at the beginning because the people that before, you know, disrespect
Yeah, they
them,
don't
right?
like change.
They will let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They would just, and then I come in and they're calling HR. They go, oh, he's making us do this and they're making us do that. And you go, and the HR would go, is he setting goals for you? Yes. Is he helping you make phone calls? Yes. Is he helping you become an efficient manager? Yes. Is he helping you run your business? Yes. Okay, so explain to me what's happening. And then you know what was made them really happy? I said, I promise you something. You're not gonna like me at the beginning. I said, but every 2 weeks when you get your paycheck, you're gonna love your boy D Boogie because that paycheck's gonna look good. And you know what? We did it for one reason. Leadership is the ability to influence others.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm not the product, Mike.
No.
Ever. And that's why when I get in talk, it's always about you.
Yeah.
Always about my client, my family, the people I love. I'll do everything I can, and I've educated myself, and I will do that until I die, so I can share my gift with the world. And
like what you were saying, yeah, like what you were saying about your dad, yeah. Like when I started out in sales, I had a lot of bad sales bosses, and so when I become a boss, I was a good sales boss because I knew what not to do, and that only left me what to do because I just thought, well, I'm not going to be like this, I'm not going to be like that, I'm not going to be like the other, and then basically because you've nailed all the things you don't want to be, you end up becoming the good person you want to be, and actually striving towards what you want. But what you was talking about as well, the 5 knuckleheads, if you like, yeah. I'll tell you a little, I'll tell you a little story, right? So a friend of mine moved away from Wales. He went to north of England, and he was married, and he split up with his wife and had no family up there whatsoever, but he still had children up there. So he stayed up there, and then he had a bad back and he stopped working, etc. And he ended up moving to a place where they had all single blokes because he was divorced. And he started hanging around with a load of knuckleheads. And I used to go and see him because I used to travel all around the UK. So I'd pass him occasionally when I was traveling. And I called in a few times to see him. And I said to him one day, I said, you know, you got to get out of this place. I said, you're surrounded by, you know, alcoholics, drug abusers, all these sort of things. And I said, there's only one place this is going to happen for you. There's only one place you can go. And that's because you're surrounded by these knuckleheads. You're going to end up spiraling down and down and down. Anyway, I stopped doing the job that I was national then, so never seen him for a while. A couple of years went by, and then a year or so into my personal development journey, so probably 2018, I've been a year into personal development, but I've been in a lifetime of personal improvement. Yeah. So I just found the industry, but I've been doing the practices all my life, personal development, personal improvement and business improvement. But now I'm into the personal development space as well. And I got myself over my divorce and, you know, a plateau period after the global credit crunch and all that, and was back going forward again, which is why I was in that personal development space. And then one Friday evening, out of the blue, I got a phone call off my mate who basically said, like, can you put me up? Because I'm living on the streets in Bournemouth, right, miles away from where he was in the north of England. He's in the south of England now. He's like, I'm living on the streets. If I don't get off them now, I'm going to be dead, you know? So I had this sort of phone call, and I was like, yeah, no worries. I'll put you up, like, you know? So I goes down then. I goes down to the train station on the Saturday, I think it was, next day. It might be the Sunday. And I pulls up to pick him up, and there's another one of him as well, and two of them, like, you know, look like they haven't seen a shower for, like, you know, 5 years or something. You know, big bag full of their life possessions, like, you know, each, and high as a kite. You know what I mean? Like,
of course, brother. I've been there.
Yeah, completely off their face, like, you know, completely. So anyway, gets them home, you know, gives them my clothes, gets their stuff out, washes it all, showers. Obviously, I only got one spare room, so there's two of them now. So gives one of them the settee, one of them the room, the spare room, etc. Lets them come down off all of the crap that they're on for like a couple of days, and then sat them down. Then a couple of days later, said to them, like, this is the rules. This is how we live in my house. You know what I mean? Don't like the rules? you don't like the rules, you can F off. You know what I mean?
Right, you can get out. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? This is my rules. I'm the boss. You know what I mean? Given the situation, obviously, my friend who reached out to me wanted to live under those conditions and was prepared for the rules. The chap that he was with wasn't. So I sent him on his way, took him back to the train station and put him up north where he'd come from originally. Because he'd come off the ship for a few days. I was like, right, go back home to your family. Your parents going to live whatever life you want on your terms. I said, I got my mate to deal with, like, you know. So
That's
he was willing. He was willing to live on those terms. Really, had spiraled out of control for the last 5 years or whatever it had been. I got him off the drugs. I got him onto the legal drugs, prescription. I got him off the prescription drugs. I then got him into work part-time, and then I got him into his own business. Now he's a property developer in Spain. Yeah.
Wow. Dude, you just gave my man. Check this out. Look at this. I got goosebumps, brother. You know why?
Yeah.
You speak from the heart, man. And I was so thankful to get on here with you, man, because, when people are ready for that access, sometimes, and I know a lot of guys on drugs, a lot of people I know that are really effed up, bro, and I grew up with a lot of them, and we was crazy kids, man. I mean, we were on the street. You know how that goes. I can tell you.
I know the street. Cardiff haven't got the same reputation as Brooklyn, but those streets are everywhere. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man.
The supply and demand is everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The hustle is everywhere. The hustle is everywhere. The white powder's everywhere. The tablets are everywhere. The spice is everywhere. The weed is everywhere. The guns are everywhere. The knives
But you know what
everywhere.
they do, brother? The best part about you, and honestly, and it's never about us. It's I believe if you live the journey, and you did your thing, you've been through it. You've conquered it. You've been through something else. You conquered it. Dude, you're gonna go through something else, and you're gonna conquer that again. Something's gonna happen to you. It's not how you react to it. It's how you respond. See, if you take medication, it's no good. You react, it's no good. But if something happens to you and you respond to it, it's kind of like my mindset thing it's called like the Matrix mindset. What it means, you ever watch the Matrix when the bullets come at you, dodge them, right? So I look at the Matrix bullet and it comes slow to me.
Yeah, but that's like when you're a Jedi. That's like when you're a Jedi.
Exactly, bro. That's it. Boom, like a Jedi. I love that, man, dude. Same thing. And I walk, I wait, take a good look at it, see what's up, see how I'm going to make a power move. Should I jump in? Should I not jump in? Let me see how I'm going to work this. Is it good for me? Is it not good for me? And then once I make that decision, the bullet goes right by. But that's a learned skill. You see, people think that this is mumbo jumbo, motivational bullshit. We lived it. We breathed it. We've been down. We've been up. And now we want to give you not some bullshit talk that you read from somebody who never did it, never lived it, never breathed a word of it, and you're going to tell me how to handle my business. No disrespect. I'm just not listening to that. I want to look at somebody like T.R. I want to look at somebody like Dean Graziosi. I want to look at some people, Earl Nightingale. I go back to with personal development, mindset. Your mind is your mansion. And that is something I live by. When you get this right, and you get this aligned with your soul and your heart, and you speak the truth, people trust you. And listen, dude, I'm nobody special, but I go out there and I just preach the truth to help from the bottom of my heart. People just call me on the side. Hey, D, man, like put you on a real quick story before we go, brother. I know we're running out of time, but a friend of mine called me just recently. And she's in a lot of trouble. And we used to go out, hang out in clubs together, and she's beautiful. I love her. She's one of my best friends and great. Got married, had a children. Making a long story short, I ain't spoke to her in a while. So just so happened, she called me out of the blue, and I'm like, hey, baby, how you doing? And she didn't sound right. So what's going on? She's my party animal. We had great. She's cheating on whatever. She's cheating on her husband. She's with some guy who's homeless, in a shelter, on drugs. She got her brand new daughter at home, her husband at home. She's living it. She's following this guy around who's a convict, who's all this kind of stuff, who's threatening her. And I'm like, oh, she was never. Mike, if I tell you, never would you expect this from this beautiful soul. I'm so thankful that she called me because I'm in that space and she knows she could trust me. I got her back home with her husband in rehab. For 6 months, she hasn't drank. She hasn't smoked. She's back with her husband. She's with her family. And guess what? She actually goes to meetings. We talk once a week. And she is now back to her true self and now helping others in rehab because we've been through so much and she never thought that she would fall off like that. And I'm so blessed that she called me and trusted me enough to say, Darin, you know what you do well? You always blocked out the noise and were able to get through something, and I needed you. I said, baby, I'll always be here for you until I can't breathe. Because I believe, you know I love you. And I truly do, Mike. I really believe this. When you have a gift and you know that it can help someone else, just don't let it go to waste, man. No. People need to hear you and me, Mike, because the world hears a lot of bullshit and they don't hear real, authentic talk of how to do it. And I know this world will be a better place with us light workers continuing this journey, my brother. I sincerely.
Definitely. There's too many people who are spouting knowledge without getting applied wisdom.
That's what exactly.
You know, they're tried and tested. I've learned a lot of stuff in my life, but I really learned it when I actually applied it to my life and seen what the effect of applying it was. So, there's so many people that can teach, ideas, theories. I call it hypothesis, yeah? Like when
exactly.
When you're in school with science, yeah? There's lots of great ideas out there, but you only really know the results when you actually apply those ideas and measure the results.
Yeah. That's right, buddy.
Gauge what went right and what went wrong.
Right, and stop talking bullshit. Yo, you ever find these guys, Mike? These 3-day coaches. They go out, they take a 3-day course, and they, no disrespect. Listen, I don't care how you look, what you look like, be it, smoke, whatever. If I bring value to your life and it helps you, cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I ain't knocking nobody's hustle. This is just me. This is just Mike, is what we do. But at the end of the day, there's some these fake people come out here, talk the shit, and you don't preach what you practice. So you're going to get exposed, bro. I live this life.
Yeah.
I live it. And I'm so thankful when COVID hit, a lot of people went down on this. It's over. I said to myself, wow, what does this mean? See, I said, what does this mean? Now, at the beginning, I was like, what's this bat going to do? This thing's crazy. This thing might catch me out. I was like, whoa, I didn't know at the beginning. But now, as the data gets better, and now I'm like, hold on a second. You have an opportunity right now that if you're down under, find your passion, find your true work. Know your work, what you love to do, what you really want to do. If you're in the right relationship, if you're not in the right job. I said to myself, what does this mean? What is the lesson in this? And I had a record out when I was 21 years old, do big time in the UK, Go Techno. I was on Atlantic Records. And I said to
What was it called? What was it called?
It's called Go Techno, straight up. And, Todd Terry? Todd Terry was.
Yeah, I love Todd Terry. I used to be a raver from the 90s. I love Todd Terry.
Yo, my dude, Todd Terry produced my record, my brother. That's my boy.
Wicked.
And Tony Humphrey. Yes, sir. Yeah, bro. Atlantic Records, bro. Yeah.
I used to listen to Todd Terry all the time.
That's the deal.
Yeah, I loved it. I used to be a nightclub promoter. I used to be a nightclub promoter myself for 8 months. I had my own house night. Pumping Hard house night with them. I used to play Todd Terry and we used to play Lisa Lashes. Do you know Lisa Lashes?
Of course, Tony Humphries is a legend in the UK. Todd Terry's my boy. And you look at it, it's called Two House Go Techno. And he produced it. He's a great dude. I love the dude. And, we were out there. We was hustling. I mean, I say to myself, look, man, I am so blessed and so thankful for making those power moves. But at the end of the day, the only way that I could do it, there's only one way, brother, is I needed to know my worth and my value, what I love to do. And Todd Terry taught me one thing. And I swear he said this to me. We recorded that in one day. One day we recorded this, and I said, Todd, and we listened to him. I said, Todd, what about this? He goes, listen to me, bro. We're putting it out just the way it is. You never know what anyone's going to like. He said, sometimes my worst record, who I thought was going to be shit, is my number one. So he said, just put it out there and let the people decide. And I said, wow, I'm 50 now. I'm a real estate, I do real estate in my town. I said, you know what? I'm going to build a studio. I built the studio during COVID. I went out there and I said, you know what? It's my time. It's my second calling. I had a record. I did great. Now it's my time to help people in this country all over the world to understand that God has blessed us with something so special. And listen, you can believe whatever you want. That's your business. But I just know faith over fear. I just know that everyone has a gift that people want to hear. So what you need to do is get off your ass, open up your mind, go live, and let the people decide what kind of value you bring. If you bring value to their life and you can make them this much better, guess what? You've done them a great service, bro. And I'm going to continue this until I can't breathe. And that's real.
You wrote your record in a day. At the start of lockdown, I wrote a book. So I'd had a book running around my head for a long time. I haven't published it yet. There's some politics to it yet, but I wrote a book in one day. So that was my mission, like, you know. So
that's one day, bro. We recorded it in one day. We wrote, but one day Todd did it. He said, throw it out, and he's right. Because you listen, you know why people don't do shit, right? Because they throw it out and they think like,
procrastinate.
Yo, my man, just put it out there. Just do it. Just like Nike said, just do it. And then you know what? Don't feel embarrassed. And you know what the craziest part is? You feel that way. You control your feelings. Whatever you tell yourself and whatever story that you say, you're going to put meaning to it. And that's the way you're going to feel. So I see so many people hurting, and it hurts me to see people in pain. So I know that I've saved so many lives and grew so many people. I didn't do anything. I really never did anything. I just looked at them. I knew that they were in pain, and I had an answer to their problem. And I would do anything by all means necessary. Not that I did it, show them how to do it. Because when I used to have leaders in all my clubs, they say, how you doing it, Darin? I said, I can't explain it to you. I said, I teach every single one of them to lead their own ship. You see, it's not about, I'm not a populist. Oh, there's Darin. He gonna save us. No, my dude, I'm gonna help you save you. Yeah. Because I can't be here everywhere. It's like, I want you to be the best in my absence, not just my presence, my brother. And once I can help you with that, and if you want to have access to it and you're coachable, my goodness, it's limitless. But if you're not, I'm sorry. Then this channel's not for you. Change it, because I'm going to the top. You with me? Let's get it. Let's make it happen, because every day is Friday. Just so we're clear. Enjoy your life, my brother. And that's how I'm living every day.
Brilliant, brilliant. And when are you going to be doing, you say you do Facebook Lives in the group and stuff. Are you going to be doing events, online events on Zoom?
Yeah, so my goal is the first thing, Mindset Marvels, I put that on, and I wanted to kind of get, because my personal profile, I got like, couldn't do much on there. So I had to kind of switch it over to Mindset Marvels. Just launched that like 2 weeks ago, and it's all about mindset shift. It's all about, becoming your best self. And I want people to understand that no matter where you come from, what you have, and I do live videos in there. I do live videos on my personal profile. When I launch Every Day is Friday, and this is a secret, I'm going to throw it out there to you, Mikey boy, you the first one. I'm going to put my podcast in Every Day is Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to interview and talk to people and lift people up and have either by myself or interview other people and everything. And that's going to be exclusive. And then I want to sell, like, I truly want to just put some shirts and some, when you see it and go, when you see Every Day is Friday, bro, smile. Because I do. Like when I wear my shirt Every Day is Friday, I go, oh man, that's great. I said, what's today? And now I walk around my neighborhood, Mike. I go, yo, what's today, man? They go, what you mean, bro? Every day is Friday. I said, you're damn right, every day is Friday. Go enjoy your life. And I don't know, man, it just works. It just works. And I'm going to continue it because it just makes you feel good. You know what I mean? And I think once we get into that mind and you change that inner villain to your inner hero, guess what?
Yeah.
Nothing can stop you, brother.
No.
Except you. I'm ready.
Exactly. That's why, do you know my podcast? You asked me earlier on, you said something like, you can't do it. Did you know my podcast was called You Can't Do It?
No.
Okay, so because we had a conversation about You Can't Do It earlier, which is funny, because, you asked me, you said something about You Can't Do It. My podcast is called You Can't Do It, right? I haven't told many people this either, but I'm going to just share it with you now, right? When I created my podcast, it asked you to put in an image, right, on Anchor. You create a profile and you
I see that. Yep, I'm on there. Yep.
And I had a customer a couple of years ago. They launched and they were pink branded, right? They called what were they called? 1-2-3 Divorce, right? They got so many brands. They got 1-2-3 Law, 1-2-3 everything, but they were 1-2-3 Divorce, right?
Right.
And they were pink. And I helped them launch at the Business Expo in Cardiff, Wales's biggest business expo, run by friends of mine who have like lots of good mentors on, like Brian Tracy and Jarek Robbins.
The best.
Brilliant people, right? Sharon Lecter's a mentor of theirs. We've had Grant Cardone and Lord Sugar at their events and stuff. And this is the people I network with, so full of positive people, so you should come on. It's Intrabiz, right? Intrabiz.co.uk. Lots of great positive people, right? But anyway, so I helped them launch their business during the expo, and the expo was all businesses, right? Other businesses, and because they were a B2C brand, consumer-led, they were pink, and they stood out everywhere. Everywhere they went, they stood out, right? Because no one else in the corporate world was using the color pink. So they stood up everywhere, on every video, every event they went to. I actually helped them. They launched their business at the expo. There's an award show for the expo in the evening. I won Networker of the Year the first time the award was ever given. 10 years into the business, and I won it in front of Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone, right? Who is now one of my mentors, Grant Cardone, right? From afar, like, you know. And and they won best medium-sized stand and best marketing, right? Medium marketing. And I did all of their marketing and contributed about a third of their stand. So basically I won 2 1/3 awards that night, right? Out of like 10 awards. Yeah. So I was like, you know, flying high on top of the world and all the rest of that, right? So this pig stuck with me, right? I got daughters as well. I got 3, right? You said you got 2, right? I got daughters as well. And so the colour pink has grown on me over the years. I used to be a manly man, macho, playing sports and stuff. So I never really particularly liked the colour pink, but it grew on me, right? It's come into my life, 3 girls, ex-wife who liked pink, right? She's ex now, but she did like pink. That grew on me because we had a brand together for a while. That was black and pink. Got 3 daughters. Then I'm launching this business, winning awards, and it's pink as well, right? So I start my podcast, and it's asking for images, right? So I'm scrolling through looking for a pink image. I'm thinking I'm going to create a podcast for the corporate world. It's going to stand out, but also it's there to help people with their mental health and mental well-being, because I created it during the start of lockdown, and I'm thinking there's a load of people going to be suffering during this time.
Absolutely,
and I want to be there putting information on and educating them, helping them through this period, like, you know. So I do a morning motivation every morning, you know, and things like, and put personal development in and all of that. So I'm thinking, right, I want something to stand out, so it's got to be pink. So I'm scrolling through. First pink cover I see, great, I'll have that. It's pink, and it's got "You Can Do It" at the bottom of it.
Oh, that's a sign from God, baby. It's right there.
So the universe selected the name of my podcast.
Boom. Boom. That's how I say it. Right, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So I changed. I was going to call my podcast the Mike Armstrong Podcast, because at the moment I'm all about branding me. And I got a Mike Armstrong YouTube, and a lot of people know my podcast, if they know me, as the Mike Armstrong Podcast. But its full title is the Mike Armstrong You Can Do It Podcast. Yeah,
I love it.
And actually, you know, it really resonated with me when I seen it, because I believe you can do it. Whatever it is, it can be done. So I mentioned it earlier on today, but, you know, I just wanted to mention that to you as well, really, because I knew you'd understand the universe significance of that, and the just the vibrations of, you know, the universe sending me something which is just so back on to me. Like, you know
what? It was important to you, Mike, because you were looking for it. See, what's important to you, you kind of see the opportunities. When it's not important to you, you don't see it. It's kind of like when I was looking to buy a truck. I was looking to buy this brand new truck. Let's say it was a Lexus, whatever kind of truck it was, right? I never looked at these trucks. All of a sudden, when I wanted to buy one, guess what happened?
They were everywhere.
Everywhere I looked, I saw a Lexus. Boom, boom, right? So everywhere, I'm like, oh, no. So it's the same thing with life, right? When you're looking and you know what you want, the universe is going to give it to you. But if you get those negative mindsets, right, and you're not looking for it, and you're looking for all the bad shit, guess what's going to happen? You're going to find that too. What did somebody say? You can if you can. You can if you can't. Yeah. And people go like this to you. Guys.
That's
like,
one of my favorite quotes as well, that is. I love that quote.
Yeah, their mindset, they mumbo jumbo. This ain't mumbo jumbo.
No,
it's not
truth.
real.
It's the
real,
truth. It's
straight
real.
up truth facts. If you want some fiction, you want some nonsense, you want some bullshit, it's very simple. Log on to any kind of media, you'll see some nonsense spitting in your face. Guess what? Good luck with that, because that's not going to help you go nowhere. You know what it is? They said, I think it was Socrates, I'm not really sure, but said, no one likes anyone who tells the truth.
They can't handle the truth, baby. They can't handle the truth.
They can, and that's why I love people. I didn't realize until I got older. I used to hate the people, right? They used to try to tell me what to do, and they were really hard on me. But now I see to myself, wow, they saw something in me at the time I did. They knew I had some ability, and they were tougher on me than everybody else because they knew I was capable. And that's what I learned with my teams, when I grew teams and grew people and help. I said, you know what? I seen something in you that you don't even see in yourself. And when I see that and I find your gift and I look, I don't look at me, I look at you. And when I find it, I don't look at your weaknesses, because that ain't gonna get you nowhere. I build on your strengths and what you love and what you're really good at. And we capitalize and we keep working on it. We work on it. If you're open to be coachable, because if you're not, and you're not gonna let access in, I don't care how motivated I am, right? For example, if me and you were motivating a fish, right? And we were telling that fish, you can climb that tree. I promise you. Come on, Mikey. We can do it. Never getting up that tree. No matter how good we are, right, brother? So at the end of the day, no. You got to be ready and coachable and open that access, and we can help you open it. But the thing is that you got to trust the person you're listening to. You got to earn that trust. And once you find that trust in that person, my God, that person will take you to the promised land. And I was so lucky to have incredible mentors like Tony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Brian Tracy, Napoleon Hill. I can go on and on. The difference is, I know a lot of people that listen, like you said, Mike, you said it great. Yeah. Listen, they educate, they plan, but they never, ever execute. No. I'm all about the execution. If you don't like what I do, change the station. If you don't like me, that's cool. Because haters are going to hate, but I promise you, they're going to change their name and they're going to come back and check me on a different name. Because if you watching me and you hate me, why are you watching me in the first place, my brother? Who are you kidding?
Did I tell you my success formula? So I created 2 formulas during lockdown after I wrote my book, created my podcast, created 580 episodes on my podcast, done over 130 episodes on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Because I am a man on a mission, because I'm a man who understands action. Yeah. And so I created 2 formulas. Yeah. You're going to love these, right? One's the happiness formula and the other one's the success formula. Yeah. Yeah. So the happiness formula is called SMART. Right, because it is SMART, right? It stands for sleep, meditation, ability to perform, random acts of kindness, and targets, yeah? The ability to perform covers exercise, nutrition, and hydration, right? They're the things that keep you going, yeah? But if you do SMART in a formula that I've created, it'll make you the happiest you that you can be, right? You don't need it, but the people who are miserable, moaning that not every day is not a Friday, and it's a Monday, and it's a Monday morning, they need to be happier. So this formula can make them happier, right? But then a big part of success for me, a big part of happiness for me is success. So after coming up with a formula, which I was living, I have been living all the way since the start of lockdown, so I was doing this routine and I've been extremely happy, extremely productive, extremely just awesome. I'm always awesome anyway, but I've been to the top level of awesomeness, yeah. And so, and then I come up with a success formula. Now the success formula is called STREAMS, right? And it stands for systems, technology, relationships, efficiency, action, marketing, and sales. They're what I consider to be the 7 pillars of success, right? Now you can do those 7 pillars, but you could have burnout because you're not looking after yourself, right? So if you just do the streams on its own, you can get very successful, but you could die early. You could, be a workaholic. You could do all these sort of things, right? But if you actually stick the SMART with the streams, yeah, and you're actually doing the happiness formula and looking after your ability to perform, which is the A, the central pyramid that the SMART is built around, yeah. If you look after the A, then what you've got then is SMART streams. You've got the 7 pillars of success and the 5 things that make you happy, which include keeping your ability to perform going strong, which then gives you what I consider to be an elite business performance formula. It's actually been able to be successful for the long term, for the 30 years that I've been doing it for, and the next 40 years I'm going to be doing it for, the 70 years, yeah? And that's so right. Smart streams is going to put you into full flow. And that's where the magic happens, brother.
Yo, my man, let me tell you something. Preach your truth, because at the end of the day, you said so many compelling things in that one statement. You're right. Not everybody believes every day is Friday. Number 1. Number 2, the streams are extremely important. Number 3, that's why we're the minority. We're the minority. The majority has anxiety, worry, fear. And I told somebody, and to your point, man, somebody said, yo, D, there's 6 human needs, right? Uncertainty, certainty, love, connection, all that good stuff, right? I said, so no matter if you're comfortable or uncomfortable, you'll never be certain. Nothing's certain. Everything changes. And if you don't learn to adapt, you're going to die. You see, if you don't learn to evolve, you're going to dissolve. So at the end of the day, this whole platform evolved because of COVID, but it was coming to a theater near you anyway. And it's given people the ability to show their true talents and let the world decide if they're going to pay you for your talents. You can create your own personal brand now without any buffers. Like you said, no boss in front of you, nobody telling you don't look good, you don't speak good, you come from the hood, you talk like a gangster, you come from Brooklyn. It don't matter what I look like. Guess what? Well done is always better than well said, my brother. So at the end of the day, you could talk all the shit you want. That don't mean nothing to me. It's what you do that makes it count. And what I do is I preach what I practice. And I tell you my true life, how I'm living, what I'm doing, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We're going to rise up together. We're going to go down together. And then we're going to rise up again together. And I don't stand in front of you, Mike, or behind you. I stand right beside you.
With me.
How do I know? Because 30 years of experience in the game. I think that stands for something. And just imagine I could take your life from decades into days. Instead of you breathe and go, no, you could work with a gentleman like Mike, myself, who've been through it, who live it, who breathe it, that can help you quicker and faster and get you on the right path to the yellow brick road. So instead of you seeing the wicked witch, we're going to take you to Emerald City, my brother. And that's how I'm living. And that's how I
Amen, my brother. Amen for that. Amen for
you already know, big boy.
Hey, they're talking about now. I think 1.5 million people have been laid off in the UK, and that's going to grow.
Yep.
That means that there's probably 20 times that in the US. Yeah.
Of course.
So 1.5 million is going to be about 15 million in the US. Yeah, they've lost their jobs. This is the best time ever to lose your job because most of the kids who've lost those jobs were kids. Yeah, they're in the hospitality game, the event game, the lower end level of jobs because people who have been going around a bit, they've got themselves off those low level positions. So those people now, they got two choices. They got the choice of moaning and whinging and going, there's no jobs, or they got the choice of getting out that thing that costs £300 to £600. That's in their arse pocket. They can get it out, stop TikToking, stop working out how to play, games, and get on there and work out how they can use this micro office, this portable office in their hand to hustle, to make some money, to build their business, build their brand, chase their dream, do what it is that they want out of life. And this is the best opportunity they've ever had to do that. And so I want people every day on a Friday, every day on a Monday, Friday, every day on every day of the week to share that message right now. It's an important message that this is the opportunity they've been waiting for. Fuck getting paid, monthly, weekly, minimum wage. Go out and set your own wage. Decide how much you're worth.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Live on, and you know what? You can live on your own terms. Because I think Albert Einstein said it the best. It doesn't matter what you do. There's one thing that's the most important thing is you need to add value. And once you add value to people's lives, and listen, I know I'm valuable. You probably know you're valuable, and I'm not being conceited, but I have a lot of knowledge of research and personal development and living, and I want to share it with the world. I want people to understand that you don't have to be in this relationship. You don't have to live with anxiety that's ruined. Society's giving you anxiety. You know what you need to understand is whatever you allow an access to, that's what's happening. So you got to control who you allow access into your mind, into your world, into your soul. And remember something. Remember, no one has permission. No one has permission to steal your joy. No one has permission to steal your happiness. And if you're in that relationship or in that job, you're 100% right. You have a golden opportunity right now to say, you know what? I can find my best life. I can find my joy. I can get out here. You know what? I can speak my truth. And guess what? Realize one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Anxiety, worry, fear, you ain't the only one who's poor, who's going through it. I know people that have worth 100 million that I talk to that have anxiety, that are in trouble, that are depressed. I know people that make 50,000, 40,000 a year that want to jump off a bridge. And let me tell you something. Anxiety, worry, and fear, they don't go by black, white, green, orange money. They hit you hard. And at the end of the day, when you know people like myself, like yourself, that been through it, that roughed it and went through those tough and challenging times and then got up and were hungry to get back out there, I'm going to share that with you. And I'm going to give you the secrets and the tips and the things that I did personally, to help you become your greatest you. Because let me tell you something. You were something before, you're something now, and you'll be something tomorrow if you believe in yourself. Because that inner voice, you got to knock them out the box. And I told somebody the other day straight up, I was like, listen, man, fear is going to be in your mind. Worry is always going to be in your mind, because if your mind dies, you're dead. But you need to say to fear, worry, and anxiety that inner voice, that inner villain, check this out, man. I'm Captain America. I'm the inner superhero. So you can come in my car with me, but I'm just letting you know I'm driving, just so we're clear. Cool? Now let's get this party started. And it can't happen in a day, not in 2 days, because you have to, what you put in your mind will grow. So the tale of two wolves, which you probably heard, man, the tale of two wolves, whatever you feed is going to grow. Whoever you feed is going to grow. You feed negativity, it's going to grow and grow to weeds in your mind. But if you feed it, not just positive thoughts, positive intelligence, listen to the right channels, get some motivational, uplifting, real people, transparent, that been through it, believe it, put it in your mind daily. My morning routine is I wake up, I say 3 things I'm grateful for every single day, something different. Then I get up and I say, I thank God for you giving me this day, and I pray. After that, I get my morning walk. After that, I meditate 10, 15, 20 minutes, get my day started right, drink some water with lemon, boom, I'm off and running, baby. And at the end of the day, I'm so inspired, Mike. And I know it's my gift because you know why? I just can't. I couldn't wait to get on here and talk to you. I couldn't wait to help somebody. I love when people go, Darin, you know what? Thank you. I said, don't thank me, man. It's my pleasure. You've made me feel so great that your life has become so much better. I don't know. It's just to my DNA, and it's just who I am. And I'm gonna share that.
I'm quite lucky at the moment. I do some morning routines. Sometimes I'll get up and do a bit of meditation, stick some pumping house music on, do some weights and all that sort of stuff.
There's no doubt. That's the right, brother.
And sometimes I go out on the bike if it's really sunny, which is not very often. But I tell you what gets me going at the moment is that I'm on a mission to become a global speaker. So every day I wake up and I'm like, right, what am I doing today to help me get on that mission? And I do a morning motivation first thing in the morning, So I'm on straight away. I'm either on TikTok if it's too early for the morning motivation, and I'm recording some videos, doing some slideshows, listening to some pumping house music and all of that.
Right, baby, right down in the lab, kid, me too. I love it. That's why I got the mixer, bro.
Yeah. And then also I do my morning motivation, and I'm motivating myself at the same time as my team, the team that's out there, my tribe, my podcast listeners, the people I'm building over time. And I do motivation, and I'm like, right, bang, let's get on it, And and I think if you're chasing your real, true value, I love helping people. And the only reason I'm looking to become a global speaker is because I know I can help more people. Put me in the place where I can help all the people, that listen to me, and it's all about being known, isn't it? The more you're known, the more people gravitate to you, the more they'll start listening and implementing the knowledge and the advice. So that's what I'm on a mission to do. And there's a guy I had on my podcast you should check out the episode of. His name's Bob Berg. Have you heard of him?
Nope.
Check him out, Bob Berg. He's written a best-selling book called what was it called? Go Givers. Go Givers.
Oh no, I read that book.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, I got a whole arsenal, man. Oh man, Mike, this was fake, my brother. I'm so glad I can.
Yeah, and also Endless Referrals is the other one, like Endless Referrals.
Yeah,
but you want to check him out,
right? You gotta
tell
the world, baby, because you know what, Mikey boy, on the real, we may think that the world is listening to these books, but they're not.
No.
And the people that we meet with, it's very challenging. Like I love my daughters and my family and my wife. They know me, So when I do all the personal development and I talk to them, they're like, "Oh, that's just daddy. That's just my husband." Yeah. So I try not to put it on them, but they hear me all day, and then I'll notice when I'm around, right? Listen from the outside. I'll hear my wife talking to her boss, and she's talking what I talk about. Yeah, then I'll hear my daughter; she'll be talking about what I said. They won't say it because I'm daddy, So I don't put it on them, but I lead by example. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to mix it, but I can tell you, I can see it and hear it. And go, wow, that was you on the phone with your boss a while ago, because my wife's in finance, she's working remote. I was like, wow, that was really good what you said. It was something we spoke about. She goes, we did? I said, don't you tell him. We spoke about it, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's
you want to give a Sharon Lecter stuff for your wife, because she was a finance person. And she teaches a lot of stuff.
This is awesome, brother.
So, and I love Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. But I tell you,
Rich Dad, everything. You already know.
Yeah, I've done 14 at least read or listened to books during the lockdown, The Magic of Thinking Big, 10X, The Psychology of the Sale, Psychology of Success.
Brian Tracy, baby.
Yeah, what else? $1 Million Mindset.
Tracy, we go Napoleon Hill. Yeah. I can ramble these 500,000 people.
Jim Rohn. Yeah. Yeah, Jim Rohn, all
Jim
of them.
Rohn, are you kidding me? Wayne
Jim
Dwyer.
Rohn's a legend.
Dude, we on the same page, baby. Let's take over the world. Let's
Les
solve
Brown. Of
course. And now it's gonna be. And I said this, Mike. Before we jump off, man. I always said something. I got all these things. I read all these books and great. And I said to myself, I'm so thankful for those guys because they sent me on my journey.
Yeah.
And when I turned 50, I said to myself, during COVID, they're going to be saying Darin Accettulli one day because I'm going to make my way and help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And when they look back on my life, I want them just to say one thing. I said to live, to love, to learn, to leave a legacy and laugh. And I just want my grave to say, you know what? And I really mean this. It was a fun ride.
Yeah.
And I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, you know what? He truly just wanted to help. And he impacted so many people to live a better life. And I hope it goes from generation to generation. Because, Mike, these videos, you and I, they'll be around forever.
Yeah.
The videos that we do will be for our kids and their grandkids and their grandkids. And we can change the world. One person at a time. And with social media, we can globally connect and get rid of all this, what I call, it's not disease, it's dis-ease.
Yeah.
Dis-ease.
And I'm all over social mind. Yeah, I'm all over social. Check me out. # Mike Armstrong. See my imprint. See my legacy.
I'm gonna do it, baby.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
What I mean? Because that is my gift to the world, if you like. That's my gift is using social media to spread the message. And I'm doing the podcast and the YouTube now, but I've been doing social media for a long time. And it's about hitting that tipping point. So something I'm going to help you do is to achieve what you want to achieve, because what you want to achieve is what I want to achieve. And what we want to achieve, the better we work together and collaborate, the more that we can get to wherever we want to get to, because we can do it. You can do it.
It will be my pleasure and honor
to do it.
My brother. Make no mistake. It will be my pleasure and my honor to be right here alongside you. Because what you said was full. You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need some balls, my brother, to make it happen. You said it best, my dude. I thought that was classic. Boom! I love it.
Good.
I'm ready, baby. Yeah. Whatever you need from me, buddy, call me, podcast, get out there. We do some things. Let me tell you something. I'm so thankful and blessed to have met a gentleman like you who lives and breathes helping people, but has lived it himself as well.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Well, I'm the Welsh dragon. And you're the real Italian stallion.
Let's go get it, big boy!
Get it. Brilliant. Thanks very much for coming on the podcast and for brightening up my Friday evening. So every day is a Friday, and I can't wait to get more involved in everything that you do. And I'm just going to say now, I'm part of the team. I'm in it. We're going to work together. I see great things coming out of this relationship.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to put a big red pin on my map of the world. I've got a map of the world, and I haven't got anyone in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm in New Jersey now, baby.
Okay, well, I'm going to stick one in Brooklyn, in New York, because that's where you're from, and I'm going to stick one in New Jersey, which is where you're at, and I'm going to stick one around the world for where you're going. So I'm going to help you make that happen as well, okay?
I appreciate you, my brother. Can't wait till we reconnect and change the world. And listen, maybe one day when this whole COVID gets together, maybe you and I do a live event and we'll really tell people.
Hey, if you get on a live, invite me on. If I get on a live, I'll invite you on. That's our pact, yeah. And also,
I love this,
New York is one of my top destinations and next places in the world to visit that I haven't been to. So if I can go into New York, you're going to take me to all the best clubs, and I'm going to see an inside.
Don't you worry, my brother. You'll never be back. You won't be home until about 3 weeks. It'll be a 1 week vacation.
My favorite place to go partying is in Ibiza.
Don't you worry. I got you covered, bro. I promise you that. I guarantee that. All right?
Nice one. Right.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Have a great evening.
You too, my friend.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest
of
your life.
You too, my brother.
And I look forward to working with you.
Me too, my boy. Take care, Mike.
All the best. Bye-bye.
You already know. Bye-bye.
Wow. How was that? That was awesome, wasn't it? Nothing else really left me to say other than thanks very much for listening. Have a great day. I know I will. Cheers. Bye-bye.